Good day, my brothers and sisters and my friends. This time I would like to present something really helpful, especially to couples. And this is discussion of the male brain and the female brain and their differences. On this presentation, I will present some differences in male and female brains as God created us to have. This, I believe, had been compiled through interviews and researches from a long time ago. I must warn you, though, that these are just observed, although backed up by years of research. Our personalities and not just are not just dictated, no, but by the innate brain structures and functions, but greatly influenced by environmental factors such as culture, surroundings, education, religion, and many more. For example, raging hormones as well. So, the first thing that I want to give you is just an information of the male brain structurally is larger than female brain by 10%. This is according to research. The development of a full-blown brain maturity is 30 years old in males and 22 in females. Thus, we we say that females are more they are more mature than males at times because of this, and there's a truth to that. Dominance in male brain definitely is not the emotional brain that females have. All right, so with this introduction I would like to do the presentation. We'll go back to that. On this I would like to give you the male brain strengths. For example, they are stronger working memory. They are very visual and spatial, which means that they can visualize an object 2 to 3D. So that's the reason why males are not very good in imagination, but they are very good in what they see. For example, that's the reason why they are very, very good in reading maps. But nowadays, because of all the navigation that we have in our computers, these things are not being used anymore. So, navigation, they rely on direction and distance traveled. And a female brain is more on the landmarks because we're not very good in spatial skills, just like the males. Have increased in temperature receptors, so when they are sick, they feel more ill than women. Have you noticed that when your husband is sick, even with a little thing, a little pain here and there, they seem like it's exaggerated all the time because of that increase in temperature receptors. Let's go to female brain strengths. We are very good in our verbal ability because we are wired differently, and our verbal ability can be found in the part of the brain. And in my research, I found out that both of the hemispheres have this in female, and in male brain, there's only a part of it in the brain. That's why verbally we are more talkative than our male counterpart. We're also very good. I'm saying we because I'm a female. Reading comprehension and writing ability, and so you can hear that there are more people who write females that write books because of the writing ability and reading comprehension. Now, fine motor coordination and perceptual speed. We are very good in knitting, in doing little things with our fingers, embroidering, and all the other fine motor skills. And ability to retrieve information from long term memory. Women have more vivid memories that can bring back emotional memories more quickly. I can vouch on this because I have an aunt. Unfortunately, she already has Alzheimer's. She's 89 years old, and she is the only sibling in her family that is still alive. When she was in her 70s, boy, she is so smart, and she can tell you details of what had happened years ago on her stories. So This is really something that I can vouch for. Now, if there are brain strengths, there are also brain weaknesses. For example, male brain is more likely to become drug or alcohol dependent twice than the female. Uh, Again, this could be influenced by hormones, testosterone, or it could be influenced by the fact that they, the culture that they need to be more dominant than females. I mean, there are so many things, but again, this is just an observation. 40% is more likely to develop schizophrenia. Yes, although there are schizophrenics that are females, 40% more likely is males, and 10 times more likely to have dyslexia. Dyslexia is just a reading impairment, and 4 to 5 times more likely to have autism. And basically, I'm pretty sure that even mothers who have their autistic children, you will notice that there are more males than females. Then let's go to female brain weaknesses. Again, since I'm a female, I will say we are more likely to have PTSD because we're so emotional. It affects our emotion too much. And we are more likely to have clinical depression rather than schizophrenia, about 2 times more likely to have clinical depression. Okay, let's skip that slide. Let's skip that slide. This is a pretty slide, but I would like to show this. If you cut the brain in half, you are going to find the deeper part of the brain. And the deeper part of the brain is what you call the limbic system. Okay, limbic system is just the system that deals with emotions. All right, and that's the reason why I want to show this to you because of that. This is predominant in females. Okay, so this whole thing here is seat of emotions. There, the white matter in there just sends messages back and forth. Okay, and we as females, this is, I don't know to call it forte, but yeah, we see this in males too. Don't get me wrong, but this is dominated by females or dominant in females. So this is another cingulate gyrus or limbic system here. Now the functions are, it connects the sensory input to emotions, emotional responses to pain, regulation of aggressive behavior. That's the reason why females are not very aggressive. A lot of times, you find people incarcerated, it's mostly male. The function of communication, because remember, a lot of relay stations are here and they are so wired up with that. And then maternal bonding is also in this area, language expression and decision making. So I think most of these that I just said are mostly female dominant characteristics. Okay, so let's go to a more interesting slide. And no, we'll skip that. Let me okay. This is an interesting slide. I really like this. I don't know who made this, but I think that this is kind of fun. Okay, so female brain and male brain. You could see that sex is about 2/3 of the male brain, and the chocolate here is almost 2/3 of female brain. So, and then we have in the female, we have the shopping lobe here because we like shopping, right? So, sometimes when you're having sex with your husband, maybe you are thinking about shopping or chocolate. All right. This is really fun. We have a gossip lobe in the female because females like to talk, they like to gossip. And in males, the counterpart is lame excuses gland. All right. You'll see sometimes your husband is just not doing anything unless you tell him. Okay. So, or sometimes they have lame excuses. Oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. That's why I was not able to do this, to do that. So that's a lobe there. Lame excuse. We have the gossip. Now, as females, we're very interested in music and sitcoms. All right. I don't find it here. They are interested mostly on computer fixation and TV remote control. So anything that has to do with, and also power tool, anything that has to do with mechanics, you can find them there because that's how the brain is created. All right, but again, this is just observational. In other words, you don't you cannot stereotype anybody, but at least it will kind of give you an understanding of where someone is, is standing. For example, because females are very, very much on their moods and behaviors, sometimes mystery moods and behaviors, which means that they don't tell what's in their mind. Sometimes they tell you the opposite, or sometimes they just want you to kind of read their minds. But of course, males will not do that. The male brain will not do that. That's the reason why, if you don't say what you are really thinking, it's very difficult to have an understanding. All right. And then for females, you have a bad hair day. You see that? And that can cause mystery moods and behaviors as well. Because we are basically vain. Females are basically vain. You don't see that in the male, all right, unless you are probably in the celebrity industry or in the modeling industry, then they become vain as well. And look at this at the bottom. In the male brain, movies with explosions and babes. So you find them looking at sexy bodies and all that. Remember, two-thirds of their brain think about sex. And what are we doing? Binges and cravings. So you watch TV, you just eat. That's what you do. I don't see anything else here. Well, we have the maternal urges here and weddings. You think your husband will think about weddings? Probably not, but you have to tell your husband what you want, or you have to tell the other person what you really want. And a lot of times, that's the reason why in planning for weddings, usually the females are the ones in there. All right, so just some parting words. Oh, did I forget the ball sports? So that's the male brain. I don't see any sports in the female here, but yeah. So this is male and female brain. So before we end, I would just like to end it with this. All right, we have to find the balance between male and female. And the moral lesson that I got from this, because I researched this too, I'm not just spilling it out to you without me having lessons as well. Okay, so the lesson that I've learned is that understanding the differences between male and female innate features in general will give us an enlightenment why male and female personalities differ. I hope you agree on that. Knowing what's in there in order for understanding to ensue. Communication between each other to discuss the challenges is paramount for a longer unity between husbands and wives and the future of their children, of course. We will laugh at silly things we prefer to do because females are wired differently than males. God created male and female with different makeup, not just the bodies, but very importantly, our brains that give us the foundation of our personalities. And lastly, surrendering everything to God will lessen your burden, and prayers will surely bring appropriate changes in a couple's relationship. I am sure of that. It happened to me. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, I will have to say goodbye. And if you have any questions or anything that you want us to discuss on this on another presentation, I'll be glad to do that. I'm helping you, you're helping me, because both of us, I research things and I compile them together. And basically, again, this is something that I want to give as a gift to you. So we will end here and we will see you later. God bless.